Chag Shavuot Sameach, mishpacha. Welcome to The Explainer. Today is the day. Today is actually Shavuot. So we are gathered together in spirit and in total obedience to explore exactly what this powerful appointed time is and how we celebrate it on Yahweh's calendar. You know, this isn't just some dusty historical event or a random agricultural footnote. No way. It is a profound, living renewal of our wedding covenant with the Most High. If you're walking out the Torah and faithfully looking to our Messiah, Yashua, this is a day of just absolutely incredible significance.
So to set our spiritual focus today, let's kick things off with this beautiful traditional blessing. Join right in with me. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to count 49 days, bringing us joyfully to this high Sabbath of Shavuot. Taking a moment to say that really centers our hearts, doesn't it? It reminds us that we're actively participating in a divine cycle, celebrating the renewal of a covenant that stretches back thousands and thousands of years.
All right, here's the journey we were taking today. We're gonna cover the meaning of Shavuot, Sinai, the marriage ceremony, Yashua and the Ruach, guarding the holy convocation, beautiful traditions, and finally, renewing our vows. Let's dive right in.
Part 1. The meaning of Shavuot. Okay, so the word Shavuot literally translates to weeks. It's the thrilling culmination of this highly anticipated scriptural countdown that begins right after the Exodus from Egypt. It represents a very specific, divine appointment of weeks that bridges the gap, connecting our physical deliverance right over to our spiritual foundation.
Let's actually look at the physical command from Yahweh regarding how we arrive at this exact day. It's basically a three-step process. Step 1, we start at the wave offering during Chag Hamatzot, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Step 2, we're commanded to count 7 complete Sabbaths. And Step 3, we reach exactly 50 days, landing right on the day after that 7th Sabbath. By the way, this is exactly where the Greek term Pentecost, which means 50th, comes from. The biblical anchor for our countdown is found right here in Leviticus 23:15-16. It says, "You shall count 7 full weeks from the day after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering. You shall count 50 days to the day after the 7th Sabbath. Then you shall present a grain offering of new grain to Yahweh." Our literal obedience to this very word is what brings us all to this exact moment today.
Moving on to Part 2, Sinai, the marriage ceremony.
Chronologically speaking, counting 50 days from leaving Egypt lines up perfectly with Israel's arrival at the base of Mount Sinai. Shavuot marks this awe-inspiring, almost catastrophic day when Elohim himself descended. He spoke the 10 words, the Aseret HaDibrat, literally out of the fire, giving the Torah to Israel as documented in Exodus 19 and 20. Listen, this wasn't just a transfer of legal documents, it was a national marriage ceremony. And just like in any wedding, you've got to have vows, right? The Israelites stood at the base of that smoking mountain and gave their collective response. Exodus 19:8 captures it beautifully. "All that Yahweh has spoken, we will do." That right there, that was the grand I do of our ancestors, completely sealing the covenant with the Most High.
Part 3, Yashua and the Ruach.
You guys, the typological parallel here is just stunning. Think about it. At Sinai, the Torah was written on tablets of stone by the very finger of Elohim. But then in Acts 2, on that exact same feast day of Shavuot centuries later, the Torah was written directly onto the fleshy tablets of our hearts by the Ruach HaKodesh. Our master Yashua specifically chose this anniversary to fulfill the ultimate promise of the new covenant.
In the manifestation of this, completely undeniable. Acts 2:1-4 tells us, "And when the day of Shavuot had completely come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and they were all filled with the Ruach HaKodesh." Do you notice the parallels there? The fire, the loud sounds, the manifest divine presence. It's exactly like Sinai, but now it's internalized. Now this naturally brings up a vital question for believers today. Did Yahshua abolish the Torah when he sent the Spirit? Emphatically no, not even a little bit. Yahshua didn't send the Spirit to replace the law. He sent the Ruach to give us the supernatural ability to actually walk it out faithfully. This was prophesied back in Ezekiel 36:27, where Yahweh says he will put his Spirit within us and literally cause us to walk in his statutes.
Part 4, Guarding the Holy Convocation.
Celebrating Shavuot today is this gorgeous blend of rest, remembrance, and joyful community. And there are 4 primary ways we observe this. First, we guard it as a holy convocation. Second, we have the unique presentation of 2 leavened loaves. Third, there's the tradition of staying up to study the Word. And fourth, we feast on milk and honey. Let's break these down real quick.
First and foremost, Shavuot is a Ruach HaKodesh. That means it is a commanded holy convocation. It's a high Sabbath. Simply put, we cease from our ordinary, servile work, we step away from our daily jobs and chores, and we gather together with like-minded believers to worship Yah. It's a mandated pause from the grind so we can focus entirely on Him.
And this isn't just a good suggestion, it's anchored directly in the Torah instruction. Leviticus 23:21 is crystal clear on this, that it may be a holy convocation unto you, you shall do no servile work therein, it shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. And you know, forever literally means forever, mishpacha.
Part 5. Beautiful Traditions of Shavuot.
Now, there is a totally fascinating contrast here. During most feast days, like Passover and unleavened bread, leaven represents sin and is strictly forbidden, right? But Shavuot uniquely commands 2 loaves baked with leaven to be waved before Yahweh. Why? Well, many scholars recognize that these 2 leavened loaves symbolize the 2 houses of Israel, Judah and Ephraim, or the Jew and the Gentile. We are brought together as one collective firstfruits offering, made perfectly holy despite the historical leaven of our sin, completely through the redeeming blood of Yashua.
To back that up, here is the exact scriptural proof text for that practice. Leviticus 23:17 commands, "You shall bring from your dwellings 2 loaves of bread to be waved. They shall be baked with leaven as firstfruits to Yahweh." It's just such a beautiful picture of redemption.
Another really profound tradition we have is staying awake late into the night, sometimes all night long, to study the Word. Specifically, we read Exodus 19 and 20 for the giving of the Torah, Acts 2 for the giving of the Ruach, and the book of Ruth. Ruth's story actually occurs perfectly during the wheat harvest, and her choice to leave her pagan past to fully embrace the Elohim of Israel mirrors our exact covenant walk today.
And finally, we can't forget the food. It is super customary to enjoy dairy-heavy meals on Shavuot. This tradition actually stems from a beautiful metaphor found in Song of Solomon 4:11. Honey and milk are under your tongue, and the smell of your garments is like the smell of Lebanon. We eat dairy and sweets on this day to remind us that the Torah of Yahweh is sweet, it's rich, and it perfectly sustains us.
Part 6. Renewing our covenant vows.
As we bring this explainer to a close today, we arrive at the most personal part of Shavuot. It's time to renew our vows. Let this mode be the day you deliberately recommit your heart to Yahweh's instructions, fully empowered by the Ruach. To leave you grounded and ready, let's declare the Aaronic blessing over you and your mishpacha. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. May Yahweh make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May Yahweh lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me today to learn what this is and how we celebrate it. But I want to leave you with this final thought. If the fire of Sinai fell upon your heart today, what areas of your life would it burn away and what would it refine? Keep studying, and may your Shavuot be deeply blessed.